Maybe can you share some examples which you think that okay, there were few things from the course which you can take away and give it back to your company? Okay, something that can help you in your professional life as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the first things that I took was actually how you measure the maturity of a team. I think it's very often to look at some of the classic metrics of, how many story points have you done, how much have you got through the door, but actually understanding that through what people are saying, their actions of what is their own understanding of Agile, but also when you're speaking with stakeholders that interact with that team, helping those stakeholders understand their own maturity in that space. And that for me was really critical because sometimes I think you can get lost in thinking like, well, they're working agile, they should be, doing this and thinking that. But
Yeah.
actually where they are on their journey and what level of experience and exposure, what level of empowerment, what sort of environment that someone might have come from before and then are now working in. And for me, that doing this course has allowed me to kind of go, actually, how do I explain that concept to someone who maybe doesn't also have this knowledge and has just done a really basic introduction to agile and just thinks that well, that's what they should be doing and how they're thinking. So the maturity element really stood out to me. But also then when I was thinking about what level of empowerment that I can give to teams and actually their decision making. And as a leader at a team level, I used to be like, well, I can push as much as possible. But actually, when I'm then on the receiving end of that, it's like, well, actually, what's the impact of that? Are they able to do that? Is their request sensible given the broader context of what they're trying to do, what sort of business we are, and what our own objectives are? And that's a very powerful tool, and I've started to use it immediately with how we're thinking about our team, and we've been in the midst of planning for this year. It's an ongoing process, but actually being able to go, right, I need to think about that team a little bit differently to this team, and I'll explain it to our head of finance. This is why they're thinking of that person. That team's allowed a bit more freedom. That to me is the very powerful tools that I hadn't considered in this sort of context before.
Loved it, and especially when you said that okay, I immediately applied it. That, as you can say, my smile got bigger at that very moment itself. Because that's a key aim. We can learn, but until unless that learning not going into the action is of no point.